In the name of God the Almighty, Assalamu alaikum, Your Excellencies, ambassadors for countries, regions, friends of ARIJ, supporting of ARIJ, supporters, donors, and all. I'm very happy to be with you today in the virtual world and the real world. I'm very happy and thankful for your time and the effort and the expertise that has been that's witnessed here in this hall, and which will benefit the journalists and fact checkers who work together and train with us. Yes, in this very hall, there are more than 500 colleagues. But in the virtual world, there are more than 2,500 participants, colleagues that are not allowed, most of them, to travel along, and they are banned to carry a passport because they work in investigative journalism and fact-checking. And some are also, they get their passports delayed to get them for different reasons, or denied visas or to enter the border. So a special salute to them all in the virtual world. In this year, we've trained more than 227 days, which means that more than 60% of the year we've been training in parallel. And we trained more than 7,000 colleagues. 44% of them are females. To you, the number could be any number, but to me, this I like and I value very much every and each one of you and them, because they wanted to learn and they wanted to develop themselves and to develop their careers. And I would like here to mention in particular our colleague who have worked on that report, pesticides that are banned to be on the tables of Lebanese. When she submitted an application to renew her passport, they gave her the appointment in 2024 in order to renew this passport. And every time when she wants to deliver the training, electricity cuts off. And then and this is the case that's happening. And many other colleagues from Palestine, Iraq, and Yemen, and other countries pass through the same circumstances. I thank in particular more than 100 trainers who have trained with us this year, when 45% of them females and 60% are Arabs. And I will give it two quick as examples. Our colleague Henrik Ronnet had Henrik, where are you? On constructive journalism. Henrik, are you with us? Please stand up. Henrik have worked for 5 days to preparation and hundreds of emails. Also, our colleague Ithar Al-Adam. Are you with us here? Ithar. Yes, here she is. And Ithar so used to wake up at 7 a.m. To be in the office and to train on data journalism and work. So all trainees did not like her at the beginning, and then they loved her when they were done with the trainings. 160 journalists, we followed up with them on more than 6 months, over more than 6 months. 60% of them are females to produce these investigative reports. And more than 50 of them stayed with us 2 to 6 months in different fellowships. 70% of them were females. And I remind here our colleague Muad Zaraiki. Muad, are you here? Stand up, please. He's a fresh graduate in media. He joined this fellowship for 6 months, and he never gave up when they told him that you should not be there. He would visit them 1 to 10 times to get the information he needed just to come up with his report. 700 colleagues have got individual clinics, one-to-one in 5 sectors: personal security, digital security, professional security, psychological physical security and legal security. And this means that we met with them one individually, face to face, with the experts. Each of those journalists who have worked with this issue have will be worked on their CVs in personal CVs and in Arabic and English in order to be able to compete on the Arab and regional world. And this means that many of them have become independent because there are not enough institutions that can take them in. Two, 30% of fact checkers we've worked with them for long months, and regretfully, the percentage of fact checker females, something that needs to be enhanced. 35% of females only work in the fact checking, so we need to do something about this. 30% of them have been working with us in investigations and projects related to ARIJ. More than 30 webinars, and the last one, Firas was moderating it. Abdallah Maksour and Khalid Salim, they were the trainees. They did not attend the World Cup, and they were attending the team from Djibouti, from everywhere. And so we hope that later on they would be with us in this hall. More than 6 of the labs and incubators that we've worked on. And I here, thankfully, especially in Man Incubator and the memory of Egypt. So we brought with us investigative journalists, fact checkers, researchers, and legal individuals, and asked them, what is it that you can come up with, all of you? And they said, we will come up with a database for studies on human rights in Egypt over the past 10 years in both Arabic and English. So we said, well, that's a crazy idea, but why? Fine. So in 6 months, they launched this platform, and now we have a complete center for all these studies about human rights that includes more than 1,000 studies, 700 in Arabic and 300 in English, and they could be searched completely. As for the diploma of data journalism, last year 600 people applied to compete over 50, and so there are many of them who are really concerned that they did not get it. This is the 4th year for data journalism. It will be presented for 6 years. And our colleague Muqbal, who we really regretted having him the first time, second time, the third time, he was shocked and he said, I can't believe it. So you need to work and hard in order to get all these opportunities. There are 4 discussions that we worked on in 2 years about who is responsible for human rights and for regional meetings. And for the first time, there will be a regional meeting for fact checkers in person and not digital after 3 digital meetings on the Arab world level. 3, 8 courses on ARIJ Academy and safe space and learning. That over a few courses could be done in 1 hour. 3 in digital security and fact checking. 2 in I will not remain silent. 4 campaigning the digital harassment, and another about whistleblowers. This is the first in the Arab world in this sector, and you can all access it freely and get certificates in remote learning. And usually these are the prerequisites for trainings in with ARIJ. And more than 30 MOUs were signed with fact checkers, institutions, and initiatives. And Firas has also mentioned the signing of this with the Oxford University, and this took us 6 months in order to be able to sign this agreement and MOU. So all these achievements, and our colleagues know, our colleague Saeed did not sleep for the past 3 days. And if we mention these courses to him, I don't know what will happen to him. And from this achievement, 35 investigative reports were produced and posted, 30 podcasts and 50 fact-checking reports. And I'm very happy to say that COVID is gone, so that or maybe it's not fully gone, but we don't want to mention it in order that this year to send did on the map more than 14 colleagues from ARIJ to send them to participate in conferences around the world to raise this voice of independent journalism, investigative journalism, fact-checking, and the Arab voice, and where our colleague Huda Osman have attended the participation in Latin America about in scoop كل إطار منى سراج فرح جلاد in Raif Badawi Award in Germany, our colleague Zain Al-Hamouri and other colleagues who were able to raise our voice, to take our voice to around the world. I will say that in this hall, I feel that the slogan should be yes to an independent media, but regions with they always support this. That you together, all of you together, is what makes this future. We will not be pessimistic despite all what is happening. For the past 15 years, ARIJ have started to train journalists, investigative journalists, and it had become a community that supports each other. And nowadays, 3 years ago, we started with a promising society of fact checkers. And this year, and for the first time, we will merge in our trainings fact checkers along with investigative journalists, and we support all whistleblowers who be with us, who can bring this to raise our voice where we are banned to raise our voice. And that's why we were in one dimension, investigative journalism. Now it's a triangle: investigator, just fact checker, and whistleblower. And that's why after 15 years of the ARIJ's age, the slogan goes from the slogan from one dimension to three dimensions. Thank you very much.